or anything.
DuckTales, woohoo!
On feats or meats?
Every day I'm out there making DuckTales, woohoo!
Hello, welcome to episode 78 of Preacher. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you did a
One
Joe.
more time. I did a Joe. Right, one more time, Ken. Hello, welcome to episode 78 of Preaching on Preacher. I'm Aidan Ralph.
Joe Lennon.
Michael Ormond.
And I'm Ken.
Just first name only, Ken.
Yeah.
So in part one, we're going to be talking about an image of some sort.
Promotional
image that
promotional
Joe's...
image. Every season they tend to have done a lovely little character kind of all being nice around each other. This year was no different. They did an absolute fantastic image for the promo. So yeah, that's what we'll discuss.
Okay, so that's going to be part one, and then part two, obviously, we're going to be talking about this week's episode, which is Sonsabitches. It's called, all one word.
Fucking love that title.
Yeah,
Love it.
Sonsabitches.
Sonsabitches. Let's start with this image first, Joe.
Okay.
I
So
have not yet seen this
Yeah.
image.
And people will see it on the video, of course, because I'll show it to Ken.
Yeah.
This
and
is
Ken's
the
gonna have
lovely
it.
image for the season 3. And it was actually a moving image, so there is a video of it where it moves, and they're all just kind of moving around the actual image.
Okay.
Jesse smokes and lights up his cigarette, as we see straight from it. This guy here, I'm not too sure.
Oh, I know who that is.
Who is it?
That looks like a woman, but okay.
No,
It's
it's the
not.
guy.
It's-
Is that who you were asking me if I knew? Who it
No,
was?
there's one more.
Is
I've
that
got a
one?
surprise after you. No, that's the Allfather.
Yeah.
We've got the good old Allfather cast and ready to go.
Yeah.
And he looks disgusting. My
Yeah.
God. He looks disgusting. But the best part is the Allfather has a photo of Humper
But
So
if we go up to...
Sorry, just to skip ahead stuff, that character was mentioned in this episode today, but I had no idea that's who that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's all for the Darren Egan.
Spoilers.
If you're watching at home, that's the gigantic Pope type figure
Pope.
on the right hand side.
I believe he has a chicken leg. He eats the chicken leg as well. Like,
Does he?
like as in when the image is moving, he kind of just goes. Rawr.
Yeah. Right. So which one are you asking me about?
This guy up here, top left. Well,
This guy here?
mid
The
left, kind
Pons.
of. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I can't remember who that is.
That would be the head of Les Enfants du Sang. That's
okay,
who I think
so
that is.
there we go. Very
Yeah.
nice. We've got the characters introduced. I think TC smiling and having a laugh is great. Jodie constantly is looking at Jesse, which is
Yeah.
that kind of thing, that
Yeah.
kind of father figure thing, which is lovely. Herr Starr is kind of just cleaning his nails, not giving a shit.
He's
Like,
looking
it's
at
great.
Jesse's soul.
Oh yeah, he is actually. And
Yeah.
If
then-
you zoom in on that, yeah.
there's his soul. We also have God in the dog costume, and like he's got leather boots and the goggles,
Aviator goggles.
which makes sense for next week as well. So it was in the first promo as well, was him on a motorbike. That was a cool kind of promo picture for it. Everybody's
Can
kind of
you
thrown out.
can you please send that to me because I want to have that as my wallpaper now.
It is pretty cool. The one thing I love is that Cassidy's uniform, what he's wearing, is just so weird.
Yeah.
I can't tell what it exactly is.
Unless it's something to do with Les Enfants du Sang or something like that.
Maybe. And of course, right beside Cassidy,
We have the Saint of
Saint
Killers.
of Killers.
Yeah.
Saint of Killers is there.
I was about to say, why does Santa Killers have a colostomy bag? But
I believe that's
obviously,
grandma's, yeah.
that's related to grandma.
Yeah, so-
Hitler and
Hitler, yeah. There he is.
I wonder what they're going to
Has
do
he
with
got a
Hitler.
Fitbit?
It looks like an Apple Watch.
He has an Apple Watch. That's fantastic. I would love to see what Hitler would think of an Apple Watch. Like, oh my God. The Allfather is just perfect.
Yeah,
my God.
that looks like good casting anyway. Like he's
Doesn't it? Yeah.
He's just a fat waste of space in the comics.
He
And,
actually reminds me
leader
of
of
the
the Grail.
bastard from Austin Powers.
Yeah, except a more.
a baby.
He's like that, except more. I don't know. He is ludicrous, but he's less ludicrous than Fat Bastard somehow. I don't
Cool.
know.
And when they bring him in, that
Um,
storyline
So I
will
think
come
that
into
looks
it. It's going to be
ridiculous.
fantastic. I won't ruin anything for Mick, but it's a family affair,
Yeah.
and it's very good.
So it's like his dad or something.
Oh God, no. No, not at all. So the second one, second promo image. Which
Hang on, wait.
Go on.
So just to comment lastly on that, just from an impressions thing, because obviously you guys know who the Allfather is and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't fill me with, like...
Hope?
Yeah.
Excitement?
Why?
It fills me
I
with
don't
both
know,
of those
because
things.
I always thought that the leader... If Herr Starr is like the underling guy, and this guy's the leader, why does he...
Herr Starr, in the comics anyway, Herr Starr hates him.
Oh,
Okay,
he hates him, yeah.
that's
He's,
fine.
even in the TV show, he's trying to overthrow.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. He wants
did
to become
mention
the...
that. Yeah, he mentioned that this week. So
We go from left to right a little bit even. So we have Hoover on the very, very
Hoover.
left.
Hoover, Herr
Herr
Starr.
And little Arseface there in chains.
Yeah.
Look,
why is he in chains? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's throwing out what's
Ooh.
in store for him for the year.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm a little confused. Even with the video we saw
Yeah.
last week, he's walking down the hallway with holding like his clothes.
Yeah.
If you look closely, he is in chains.
Mhm.
Oh,
so,
really? That's interesting.
I wonder where he is. I wonder what's going to happen. I
Yeah.
have a feeling Arseface is linked straight to the Saint Killers.
Yeah.
Because of what you showed
Mhm.
with the wall
Yeah.
thing as well. I think he'll have a very pivotal moment with them too.
TC is, I think he's more likable so far in this
definitely
season.
more likable
Yeah.
than
More
his,
likable than he is than his comic book
Yeah.
counterpart. Although I'd still love him, but I hate them. But I love them. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
He's also
guy,
getting
his
high.
name I can't remember. From
Just let's
the
call
head
him Rando.
from Les Enfants du Sang.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
He's high.
I told
Yeah.
you.
I can't remember him for the life of me.
I told you about when Cassidy meets him in the book, though, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're a wanker, aren't you? He's that guy.
Then we have Jody.
Yep. Jody looking badass.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
He is
It's
pretty
good
badass so
casting
far.
as well, I have to say.
Yeah, he's grown on me, actually, I
Yeah.
gotta say, since the first week.
God down the bottom, obviously.
Yeah. God.
I don't know where they're going to go with that. Why is God in a dog costume? It doesn't bother me, but it's just it just raises so many
So
questions.
is that not from the...
No.
No,
No,
that's
okay.
completely new.
God appears as his biblical kind of self,
Yeah.
with long hair, and no, you can't even see the pupils of his eyes because it's
Mhm.
just all whiteness.
Okay.
Oh,
That kind of thing.
there we go. To the lovely Tulip.
Tulip,
Julep.
Pretty normal when you look at the rest of the
Mhm.
cast.
standard
She's-
Tulip, standard Jesse. Nothing really specific
No,
to
nothing
see
at
there. I
all.
don't think.
I would say pretty
Um,
standard Cassidy as well.
Other than the
Oddball.
costume, which is fucking strange.
It just looks like
Yeah.
a weird jacket.
No, that word. But what's that T-shirt? I don't
It's
know.
like a circus T-shirt or
It
something.
raises questions.
Like-
I think.
A lot more
Um,
question.
Yeah,
Mother looking a lot more healthy
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
one than how we saw her in Thing.
I think they probably
first
also-
episode.
We'll talk
And-
about that in a minute. But
And holding the voodoo doll.
oh yeah, I didn't
Oh
notice that.
shit! Yeah, Jesus, they had this planned, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's class.
Yes.
Way ahead of time. Saint Killers
Mm-hmm.
was the next.
Standard
Looking-
Saint. Standard Lara Featherstone.
Yeah.
Hitler. I'm very interested to see where they go with that because,
Yes.
as we said before, there is no Hitler whatsoever fucking ever in the comics.
Okay.
So it's
This is for TV only. So
yeah,
this is
absolutely. So
for the fans.
So he's
Yeah.
he's the Daryl Dixon of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's
I've
that's
never
exactly
seen Walking
right.
Dead. So I don't, is it the same kind of thing? Just a brand new
Well,
character.
he's not in the comics.
Daryl was like nearly killed off in the TV shows, and there was like uproar. And I was like, well, he wasn't an original comic book character, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you're complaining
He's
about.
more popular
But
than
they
any
actually
comic book
kept him
character
in.
at this stage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
Poor Walking Dead though. Well, it'll have to end soon enough.
that's Thing's character, isn't it? What's the actor's name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman
Reedus.
Reedus,
Yeah.
Slight aside on Norman Reedus. Did anybody see the trailer for Death Stranding?
Nope.
Again, I'm still confused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't know about this game? This game coming out?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Kojima and fucking Norman Reedus and his.
And
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro's involved somehow. Anyway,
nothing-
Norman Reedus powers a flashlight with a fetus in a jar.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Really fucked up.
Well, if you check out Norman Reedus' Instagram, it's not far off.
There's
Oh.
there's also
Into some
there's
weird
also
stuff.
there's
Yeah.
also a scene in one of the trailers where it goes down Norman Reedus' throat. Then you see a baby face. The baby gives the thumbs up, and then it comes back out his throat.
That's fucked up.
All right, you have
yeah.
a second image.
Yes, I do. So last on the right, of course, Allfather with the
Allfather and-
lovely
Yeah.
picture frame of Humperdew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's so good. Right, the next one is this. This is a promo picture.
Okay.
All right, and this is supposedly next week's episode, but that's him with the goggles, as we saw
Yeah,
in the
so
thing.
that's
So he's
God.
riding a
Dog
motorbike.
God.
Might be in near
Looks like
Angelville,
Angel,
maybe?
Yeah.
with this. The girl on the bike should be good for anyone who's read the comics, I suppose. Her character's name is Christine.
Christine.
Don't want to know.
There's only
we
one
have to,
person.
We have to have a better rule on spoilers now. 'cause
Okay.
You
I
can tell
might
me
as well
who that
just
is
not
afterwards.
watch
Then,
it.
Okay.
because-
There's only one person in the comics named Christine for the whole run of it. So there's a good clue. But if anyone's watching who has actually read it as well,
Mhm.
they might put 2 and 2 together.
I'm going to Google that shit right now. Fuck that. Sorry. So
I could totally just type it for you if you want.
That's all right. So yeah, we're going to start talking with the episode then,
Yep,
or is there
I think
anything
it's
more to
time.
say on that?
Two good
No.
promos.
I will just
Um,
say your laptop with a touchscreen is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know
the
how
first
to
time I've
touchscreen.
actually used
Yeah,
the touchscreen
That's
on
pretty
it,
neat.
Yeah, it's
just
pretty
to do the image. Literally, it's there. It's cool, but it's rarely been
okay.
used.
It'll be a bit
Yeah.
too awkward holding the mic and trying to scroll on a touchpad.
Okay, jeez. There we go.
Okay, so episode number 2 then. Sonsabitches.
Okay.
What do we think of this episode in general?
Is there enough?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this episode again.
So
It's
did
2
I.
in a row. I'm actually really happy.
Holy shit! Sorry, I just realized who Christine
Yeah,
is.
thank you.
That's fucking so many
I
bonus.
didn't think this episode was very good.
Did you not?
No, I did actually.
Oh, fucking hell. He convinced
thought-
us there for a second.
You see, I watched it last night. I took no notes, and then I watched about fucking 7 episodes at the low, or
Mhm.
4 episodes at the low. So I have the synopsis in front of me just to remind myself what happened. That opening, though,
Oh, fuck, yeah.
oh my god!
Old school extracting of the soul.
Yeah, and I
Love that.
don't think that was in the books either.
Mhm.
So that was you know the,
Can you
the
make her a
writers and stuff.
lesbian?
Huh?
Could you make her a lesbian or something? I was like, this is
Sadly.
filth. Like,
I did not realize. See, the ending. I know we're jumping ahead, but the ending felt a bit lackluster for me because I didn't realize who the guy in the tomb was.
Oh, okay. That's kind of ties the whole thing together.
Yeah, I know. That really tied the room together.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was the same dude from the start of the episode. I don't know how I missed that, but there you go.
The very end. So the one complaint I had about the episode is that the very end of that was very dark. So it's kind of difficult to make out a lot of what was around. Maybe that was intentional because they
maybe
don't
that's my
want you to
problem,
know
yeah.
what the tombs look like. I made out the "Welcome to the Tomb" asshole
Yeah.
sign, and then obviously when you turn on the light, it illuminated a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't very obvious what the rest of that place looked like. And then your man walked out, but it was like I got immediately that it was that guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to process in my own head what that actually means for like the episode,
Yeah.
yeah.
or like what it means for this going forward. Like, because obviously he got a procedure done
Yeah.
to make that girl not fancy him anymore,
Okay.
or whatever happened there.
Yeah.
And then didn't pay. So
Yeah.
then brought in and obviously was attached to what I assume they were referring to last week as the machine.
Yeah.
But does that mean, like, so I'm assuming you mentioned at the start of this, like an old school soul extraction.
Yeah.
And obviously, sorry, I'm still struggling with the names of the 2 other people that aren't
TC.
grandma.
Jodie and TC.
So Jodie says, we don't rip fingernails, we rip out the soul. So obviously that is what happened. But does that mean like that removing a soul like that makes them become like zombies, or?
No, piece by piece, she's over time she's taken. It's probably why, if you notice as well on him, he has the same clothes
Mm-hmm.
as he had previously. The tomb is a really fucking dark place. That you can see the whole point with Jesse when he unlocks it.
Yeah.
It was like totally signifying there's something he tried to lock away.
Yeah.
It's something that it's a very dark side of Jesse's character, and the way the soul thing done, it seems like they're going in a way of he's been down there, but constantly like tiny bits of his soul has been taken away over time,
But
keeping Grandma going.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he aged at all.
Yeah, which is really freaky. Actually.
So that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
is it a zombie thing or like and maybe it's just they wanted to make sure that you recognized the character from the opening scene,
Which I did
versus
not,
that.
unfortunately. But anyway.
Or also, like the Jesse in that thing doesn't look too much like he doesn't look like he's a 9-year-old kid in it. Like he looks maybe 18, 19.
Oh, he doesn't look that old. Get out of here.
I would have said about 14.
Okay,
on
so
him. Yeah.
anyway, mid to late teens, let's say.
Yeah.
And what's Jesse now? Like in his 30s?
Yeah,
So
I'd imagine that.
maybe it's just, it might not make a thing. They might just have him recognisable. And I'm reading way too much significance into the fact that he looks the same.
You
Well,
probably
do
just
you
need to
think-
suspend disbelief, I guess.
Do you
Yeah.
think they're making them look the same as if you take the soul off somebody, they are ageless? Do you think it's playing on something along them
Yeah.
lines?
Maybe. I'm still curious. Like, at least now we know a little bit more about Grandma, what she does. Like, she
Mhm.
extracts souls.
And she's an old
It's-
school, like, voodoo witch.
Yes, but it still doesn't answer the question why she needed drops of Jesse's blood, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because she created the voodoo doll.
Yeah,
so-
that's what I assumed.
We
it
finally,
was as
Oh.
finally
well.
got that
Because
answer
Ned-
this
Right.
week,
Sorry, that makes
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
which didn't take long. I thought that would be dragged out longer.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
would be like
That,
a
but-
season ending type thing.
Jesus, he wasn't
So-
even
She
running
actually
away.
put the tissue.
Yeah.
One thing I did like about this episode that I think maybe last season was kind of bad about at times was that they answered enough questions in this episode that I didn't feel like I was didn't feel like it was getting dragged out for me.
Yeah.
So like they answered the thing as to why they needed the blood to make
Yep.
the voodoo doll stuff. They answered, or partially anyway, answered the soul question.
Yeah.
So he got the soul, he got the part of his soul back, was able to use the power for a second until it was like a synthesized thing
placebo.
that then wears off.
Mm.
So then it's like, okay, so that answers that getting the soul back will actually fix Genesis,
Yeah.
but they didn't actually give the soul back, which keeps that thing going, which I thought
Yeah.
was really good. They progressed the Featherstone and
Featherstone.
Tulips. Featherstone.
You're like fucking...
Featherstone.
Featherston.
You're like
I like that.
Zoidberg. Rub it.
The Featherstone and Tulip stuff,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
which I thought was very good. And you can kind of see that TC and Jodie, I think there was a thing there, there was a thing there that kind of said they respect Tulip because of how she wanted to go and do
Yeah.
the two agents from the
Yeah.
Grail. And even the fact that they just, like, are we far enough into the forest? Can we just shoot them here?
Yeah.
And, okay, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but it seems like even when Jodie and Tulip were talking in the field and they were, like, admiring the guns,
Yeah.
there was just, like, a commonality there that's
Yeah.
just like, okay.
That's the thing that I find really unusual.
Yeah.
It's like, from a comic book stance,
Mhm.
there's a lot of tension
Sorry.
Yep.
between all of them, like Cassidy and TC becoming near best friends.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Not sure. We're just untangling ourselves.
I think
Joe
I'm
lost his
disconnected.
headset.
I don't think I've had it in from the beginning. That's hilarious.
And
Yeah.
you're only noticing 21 minutes in.
Yeah. Let's
Nice.
see.
You big
Holy
jerk.
shit, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yes, their relationship is completely different on it. Now, that might change in the future, as there's a secret still to be left out on Cassidy's end. Who knows where that story's going to go, but like TC and Jodie have just kind of...
Sorry, was that referenced at all this season, or is that just something you know from promos and stuff?
No, you can kind of see it in the way Jesse is trying to get Cassidy away. The one thing that Jodie, Grandma, TC don't know is he's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know the
They were
power
start-
that
they- yeah.
Grandma would, or the lengths she'd go to.
Uh-huh.
Like he's immortal. You don't know what she's going to do with the idea of he's immortal.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
No, so they did start to hint at that today
yeah,
because TC was like, or Jodie was asking how Cassidy was, and TC was like, "Oh, he's doing real well." It's like he's a real good healer, and
Yeah.
then Jodie was like, "Real good healer, how?" And then Cassidy changed Jesse changed the subject to
Yeah.
go, "Yeah, he's Irish. He's used to being shot at."
yeah. I do think they're going to explore
Yeah.
that.
And I did, so I watched
so-
I've taken to watching the 30-second trailer for next week's episode
Oh yeah,
after the episode. So I don't know if you mind if I mention it, but they
No, go
do talk, or they do show a scene where it's like Jesse saying to Cassidy, it's like, if you want to stay, it's gonna hurt.
yeah,
And he's like jabbing him with something into the shoulder.
yeah.
So obviously he's
saw
gonna
that.
try and make it so look like he's not healing as quickly as he. I imagine he's
Oh, yeah,
reopening
good.
the bullet room
Jesus, yeah, you
to
looked
make
at it
it
totally.
look to make it look like, he's not
He's
healing
not
as well as
healing.
he is.
Very good, yeah. But then, of course, we've seen that image where he's hanging
have the
upside
other-
down on
yeah.
the tree, which is kind of cool because this week
You
we
saw the
him
picture of it,
staring
yeah.
at it, and that is his future. I thought that was really
Mhm.
cool.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. What did you think of his pettiness this week? A little
Who
bit.
was Cassidy's?
I think I see Jesse calming down on it, but I think Cassidy's was a little bit heightened.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like it or I'm annoyed by it, but I'm
No, I like
enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it's deadly.
I'm not sure.
I love it.
I like that there was another dig at the Big Lebowski.
Yes, I enjoyed the shit
What
out
is
of
with
that.
the Coen brothers references in this?
I love the Big Lebowski, but I love the that ongoing joke. Unless they made Miller's Crossing, then they got hit by a fucking car or something.
Lightning, or
Yeah.
and then made the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Herr Starr stuff? That's one thing I was dying to talk about. The whole just
The Harry Christmas.
the Harry Christmas.
I was
That
correct.
fucking
Thank you very
brilliant.
much.
You are.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you very much.
Fucking love that scene.
Christmas.
The song in the
Merry
background is Youngbloods Get Together.
Yeah.
And it's a song about coming together and loving each other and peaceful and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So if you if you watch that scene with that song in the background,
Mhm.
it's just fucking amazing.
My one complaint about that scene is that Dave Gruber Allen only had like 2 lines and he was shot in the face.
I have no idea who Dave Gruber Allen
Dave
is.
Gruber Allen is.
I did see his name in
He was
the
playing the
credits
leader.
this week.
Huh?
Was he playing the leader?
Yeah, he's like, I'd say he must be friends with Seth Rogen, but you'd see him on a lot of Judd Apatow's shit as like secondary characters and stuff.
Okay.
He's in Freaks and Geeks. He's the
Oh,
hippie
okay.
guidance counselor in Freaks and Geeks, and one of my favorite TV characters ever. He's just fucking amazing. But I can remember one of my favorite Freaks and Geeks parts. He's walking through the hall. He sees one of the students. Just goes, "Hey, John, stop by my office later on. We'll rap." It's like,
God.
sure thing, sir.
That sounds awful.
Oh, he's great. He's amazing.
There's
Anyway.
Herr Starr gave another absolute memorable line in this as well. And your man tells him to go fuck himself or whatever. And he goes,
Yeah.
"Profanity in the house of worship."
Yeah.
No wonder God left. It's just total Herr Starr back to like that was one thing. Because he was reduced. I wrote this down earlier, but he was reduced to a bit of a punchline by the end of last season.
Yeah.
And this time it's kind of coming back to, back to that Herr Starr that we all
Yeah.
love. And yeah, I like that.
Me too. Yes.
Like-
What else?
there's
Oh yeah,
loads in this.
we got the reveal of what God told children to do. Get those sons of bitches. Now,
Title of the episode.
but now do we know for sure that he meant the Grail agents or what?
I think he literally means everyone at this stage.
Yeah.
I just don't think he wants to be found.
Yeah.
I think he means Jesse. I think he means everyone.
Yeah,
And
possibly.
it's like,
yeah.
you know what?
Which we were sort of saying last week.
Go
like,
away.
you
I
know,
don't
if we
want
had to,
anything.
like if we had to guess based on the comic, he's probably just wants her to stop Jesse finding her
Mhm.
at all costs.
Yeah.
Finding him rather.
But do we still think that he was cut off talking, or that God was cut off talking to Tulip partway through? Like, is there more to get those sons of bitches,
Yeah, yeah.
and then something else that she didn't hear?
That would be cool as well.
Or is it kind of just because get those sons of bitches, as you pointed out, quite not clear?
Yeah, ambiguous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the word I was actually looking for.
Yeah.
Could not remember.
That's all right.
Mhm.
I tried out there. It's like I always forget what the word means because I don't use it very often. So it's like
Mhm.
it was ambiguous.
Yeah,
But,
I think he could have
yeah.
been. You're right. He could have been a bit more clear. He's
Mhm.
God.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't just go, "This is what I want you to do.
Can you be a bit more clear for
Like-
your sake?
I need you to do this, this, and this."
For
Done.
God's sake, for your sake. Anyway,
Perfect.
yeah,
That's a very bad joke.
it was awesome.
We finally got to see what was fired out of the cannon.
A goat.
Fucking goat. But TC's comment on it, oh my god. Just as like, yeah, this is about a 4-year-old male, very close to death. It's just like, what? How he knows that, I don't want.
Because he fucks animals.
I hope it leads to him fucking a chicken.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
And Cassidy's casual. Oh, whoops. Because
Yeah.
they know they have to protract that battle out.
Yeah.
And he accidentally, in quotes, shoots the grenade over the top of
Oh, that
other
was
rival guy.
very good. It's like everything is calming down. Just Cassidy,
Mhm.
just that little.
I like the bond between TC and Cassie as well
Mm.
when they get fucked
The
up
Lucy
together.
Liu
Mhm.
conversation was very weird.
Yeah.
So he was fucking raping Lucy Liu in his dream, but she's not angry at him.
Yeah.
That's just really
I did
weird.
not
Like,
get that
holy
context
shit.
from that
Yeah.
conversation.
I don't think-
really weird.
I don't think he said rape.
No, but he goes. The way it's said
Mm-hmm.
implies that like she doesn't want
might
to do
need
it,
to rewatch that
but
for
she's
context.
not angry at him for
Yeah.
doing it. It's like, oh god.
I just
Oh,
love the
God.
bit at the start. It's like, Do you like backgammon? Nope. Do you like, and he says something else. I can't
Gummy
remember.
bears?
Gummy bears?
I like the red ones.
And the green ones too. It's like, do you like drugs? Ding!
It was such a good, like,
It just
there should have
turned.
been a light bulb.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good shit.
And then the two of them just sitting in the kitchen with the gas mask.
So- What were you thinking immediately when he took the vial? Do you think, wow, that was quick?
So I thought,
It's like,
yeah,
holy
I
shit.
thought it was like, okay, so they dealt with the grandma voodoo, or they dealt with the
the soul
the
thing.
tulip thing quite quickly, and they dealt with the soul thing quite quickly. It's like, Jesus, they're rushing through stuff. But then, as soon as Jesse was like, get on your knees and then eat your own dick, and I was like, oh, so they're making Herr Starr a joke again?
Yeah.
And then it was like, hardly, or I don't remember the exact line, but then turned around, I was like, to see the Herr Starr actually had a plan, and, you know,
Jesse definitely didn't
yeah,
think
it
about
raises
his
a lot of
plan.
questions about synthetic soul stuff, and
Yeah,
are they
it's-
able to do that? And
It's one word he said right after. He said placebo,
mhm.
which made me think so much about maybe it's all in Jesse's head, that the piece of the soul is maybe not needed. In a way, he goes,
Yeah.
oh, it's just a synthetic placebo. I was like, well, placebo is something that you're
It's not
convinced
it's like a sugar
thing, it's
pill.
going to work. So maybe it could be all in his head. He doesn't need that piece of the
Mhm.
soul. But then that's something to think about. Like, it's just that word. Placebo makes me think, it's all in your head, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, 1 out of 5 guys go through it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get, no one
There's
got
4
that.
of us
No,
in this room.
Performance.
I don't know if you know, but I have a baby.
He's alright.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I have a kid.
Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Fuck's sake.
Did you add it to the drinking game?
What?
Did you add that to the drinking game?
I haven't updated the drinking game in a while,
we
as you
need
know.
to do that. We need
So,
to do that.
what do we think of the direction they're going with? Kind of, this is the first time we've really seen, or I think anyway, we've really seen Tulip distrust Jesse in a major way, because she sees the vial on the table empty,
Yeah.
and then sees Jesse walking out with Herr Starr, and then immediately thinks, oh, he's betraying us again, or going through with his plan to...
Yeah.
Because the whole thing at the start was Cassidy putting into her head that Jesse is gonna go along with Herr Starr, even though they tried to kill, or didn't try,
Yeah.
they did kill Tulip. And then obviously she goes on the murderous rampage and kills
Yeah.
them all, and ruins Jesse's plan to get his soul back.
Yeah.
I honestly think she's got full trust in him back straight after she did that.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I think it's when she sees that, fuck, he didn't get his soul, and it's her fault. She says,
Can't O'Hare do anything right?
that's it.
Calling back to the line her dad said in
Yeah.
Purgatory to her.
Yeah.
So I think she's just kind of pissing all over herself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, she's
So
just
she
kinda,
had that momentary distrust, and
Shit.
then it was like, okay, I fucked up now.
he's not the
And
problem,
how
it's
am I
me.
gonna fix this?
I keep
Yeah.
fucking up. Yeah, I think she's going to throw it back on herself immediately
Mhm.
on it, and I don't think their relationship is back 100%.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it ever will be with the way the Cassidy triangle is going, but
Mhm.
and I think it's only going to get worse with that because of that stupid love potion thing they referenced in the first season or first episode that has to come into play
What
at
love
some
potion?
stage.
What was it
Grandma mentions
That
anything
she,
is possible.
Yeah, she was able to make a love potion that made a man fall in love with her, but then she had
Yeah.
to kill him.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
and even in this episode, you had Tulip say, "I love you, Cass,"
Hmm.
and
Oh,
his
dear,
face immediately was just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like he didn't
Oh
know
my
what
God.
to say.
That was a great
So-
scene.
I'd say that's another future storyline for me.
I like the way it's going so far anyway this season.
Yeah,
Yeah, same actually.
Two things though. I will say I hope it doesn't take until episode 7 to get to Hitler and or Arseface.
Or Saint
Because-
Killers, or the
No, but like
Allfather.
just I say that because Hitler is the name of episode 7.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, and the other thing that worries me about just looking at the ratings or the viewership on it.
you mean viewer ratings,
Viewer,
not review ratings.
sorry, no,
Okay.
that's what I mean.
The US viewers, is it?
Yeah. So I'm just to go back to, and I'll just pick like say the start, the middle, and the end of each season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of the first 2 seasons rather. Pilot episode 2.38 US viewers, 2.38 million US
Mhm.
viewers.
Mm-hmm.
About halfway through, number 5, 1.43,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the end, 1.72 for the last episode. All right,
Okay.
so
Does that mean there's 300,000 people that didn't watch the mid-season episode but watched the finale?
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. It's weird. I don't know how
weird.
there's obviously
Yeah,
explanations here and there for that. But
I'm
anyway,
being facetious on purpose.
always.
Oh, lovely one.
Season 2, episode 1, 1.69 million US
Wow.
viewers.
Okay.
Then about halfway through, for Sakosha for episode 6, 1.19 million,
Mm-hmm.
and for the season finale, episode 13, 0.97. For the first two here, Angelville 0.84 million, Sonsabitches 0.77. So it's dropping and dropping, which worries the shit out of me for them renewing it.
Continuation.
Yeah,
reasons.
Yeah.
It barely got picked up for a third season.
But you say barely, you're just speculating though.
No, there was word on
The
season
grapevine?
3, like early on after season 2, that they hadn't been picked up yet and they were waiting on it. Luckily enough, it did go through. It was grand, and I think they've actually pre-approved for a 4th season.
Are they?
Yeah, but that can always be taken back if the viewership is not there.
I wonder if that comes with like a budgetary restriction. Because obviously this season has 3 less episodes in it. And for the first 2 episodes, and based on the trailer for the third one, we're staying in Angelville. So there's one location, much like season 1 did with just basing it completely.
And season 2 as well. Season 2 was all in pretty much
Basically
that
New
same
Orleans.
base. It's all in
I
New Orleans,
suppose,
isn't
but it seemed like it jumped between. There was all the hell stuff.
it? Yeah.
There was a lot of,
Yeah.
like, the Dallas stuff was different. The flashbacks to Angelville. So there was
Yeah.
a lot of that kind of stuff. Whereas this seems to be maybe more self-contained. And maybe that's why, I don't know if it's the correct thing to say, and I'm not as worried as you seem to be about the getting back to the other stories. I think mainly because I'm satisfied with how this story is progressing.
Yeah. No, I'm not like, what do you mean worried about the comic book stories and
Like,
stuff? Or?
no, not even that. Just when we're going to get to Hitler and when we're going to get to, like, the Saint of Killers and when
Yeah,
we're
no,
going
I
to
mean-
get back to Arseface.
I think
I'm
it'll
not-
be
I'm not-
around episode 6. And only because I just re-looking at the names of the episode.
I'm not
Connor
worried.
Hurt is Angelville.
I'm
The
not
Tombs
super
is in
worried about it
Angelville.
necessarily, but like, I just be like the way that they're going so far. They're doing a really good job with the season so far. If it doesn't get to Hitler and Arseface,
There's an episode called The Tom Brady.
The Tom/Brady.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
like, I'm not super worried with it not necessarily not getting to
Mhm.
to Hitler until halfway through the season. It'd be nice to get them earlier, but if they keep going the way they're going, I can wait for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think our problem last season is that we were like this, especially the Dallas episode.
It
that
just
in
did
particular
nothing for anybody.
It kind of reminded me of the machete order of Star Wars.
Just
There's
leave
one-
it. Are you saying the Dallas episode is the episode 1 of Preacher?
Kind of, yeah. Because like your man in that, if you read that machete order synopsis, one of the things that he explicitly says is like, "Listen, I'm not trying to shit on the Phantom Menace necessarily, but it really is like you can leave it out and you'll miss nothing." Like I'm not saying it because it's a bad film. I'm saying it because if you leave that out of watching Star Wars,
Mhm.
you've missed
How will
nothing.
I know about midichlorians?
It's inconsequential to the overall story of those 6
We
episodes.
don't mention midichlorians ever again.
But it was the same with
Dear
Dallas though.
Jesus.
Like Victor came and went. It was fairly inconsequential.
Mhm.
Other than you could argue, I guess, that it fractured Jesse and Sheila's relationship a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
There are other ways to do that don't
Exactly.
involve
A full
an
episode.
episode and a half detour.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Do we want to rate this out of stars?
Sorry, hold on.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Did I steal your bit, Ken? I'm sorry.
You can leave right now.
Uh-oh. What
You're in
happened?
my house.
He's taking my creation away from me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
You're in my house. I can't. You can leave.
I'll take my camera. Anyway.
Yeah.
How many hair stars on the Herr Starr star?
I
Hayden.
would give this episode 4 hair stars out of 5 hair stars.
Joe?
I would also give a 4.
4 solid 4s. And Mick,
And it's going to be 4s across the board because I would also
Yeah.
give it 4 hair stars.
solid 4s.
What would you give it, Ken?
3 G's.
4G.
4 G's.
I'll go with 4.
Yeah, you go 4 as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll have Ken's face right above with a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
4 stars as well.
Sorry, Ken's just trying to picture how he's going to put his own face into the video
Mhm.
now.
His production mind is running.
Yeah. The creative juices are flowing.
Okay.
I'll just give myself instead of Herr Starr, so I'll just put my face instead of Cassie's.
Ding, ding, ding. Do we
Yeah.
have any final thoughts on the episode, or does anybody else have anything they want to touch on? We didn't mention it, but I did like the meat grinder part.
Oh, the meat grinder was
And-
great.
That was fucking so nerve-wracking. Much
Uh-huh.
like the start of the episode as well, when they were like, "Oh God, how much are they going to show of this torture for this?"
Mhm.
fucking
Once had a coon that jumped out halfway through it.
Yeah.
You never forget that scream.
Oh God,
So good. While
it's deadly.
the camera doesn't go away from the raccoon as it goes in.
Uh-huh.
It's just like,
Yeah.
and then the revelation of that's the consomme.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, that's the stuff you gave me. Yeah, but I heated it up first. So
Yeah.
that gets all rid of all that.
Because there's all the shite.
It also explains why Cassidy likes it so much.
Oh, it's just guts. I will put a bet on right now. Someone by the end of this season is going in that meat grinder.
And that's
Someone's going in
again. I gotta say, like, I'm just thinking of this now, but that's
Cassidy.
yeah, oh God, I hope not.
Yeah.
But that's probably, I think Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg and whoever else is involved in
Mhm.
the writing team must be big fans of the Coen Brothers because
Big.
That's how
The wood chipper.
Fargo.
yeah, Fargo.
Fargo.
Somebody ends up in the wood chipper, so it's probably a nod to that,
Uh-huh.
isn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if Cassidy mentions that at some stage, if he's going to
Oh,
rip on the
yeah.
Coens again.
But even
yeah.
how Featherstone and why do I always forget the other
Hoover.
I was going to say Hudson again.
You'd be
I think I've
ticked.
said Hudson about 4 times in this podcast.
It's Hoover.
Even how they reacted to it,
Yeah.
where like,
Oh, when he
he's
comes
like,
up, gets sick.
I'm going to be sick.
He's so naive, isn't he, as well, though? He's just that kind of character.
Actually-
Like, he'll believe anything you tell him.
Those
He
two
really
are pretty
would.
perfect casting.
Yeah.
Is all I gotta
Mhm.
say.
Yeah.
Are they
Especially him.
characters from...
Yes, they are.
Okay, they are. Yeah, because it was interesting, like, her complete dedication to the cause, with
Yeah.
the, I will not talk to anyone who's not my superior,
Yeah.
versus his just like, yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
because of even the shootout at the end when he had his real soul, do you think Herr Starr is going to get a hat?
What do you mean?
Because he
do you
got
know
shot
what?
in the top
I
of the head.
really
Oh,
love
yeah,
that
yeah.
scene. That scene
In the
was
comic?
picture perfect to the comic.
I really hope they
Holy
do
God.
it like the comic, and it's just a shot of him in front of a mirror just trying different hats.
Oh, that was the best. Just
It was
to
like 2 comic pages
Mhm.
worth of the same photograph of him, just
Different
with
hats.
different hats on.
Okay.
it's so good.
You have that, don't you?
The comic.
Yeah.
I do.
I may have to get those off you
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
read
they're
that
good.
instead.
Absolutely.
You will.
Not
There's-
instead.
you know
I'll
what?
still watch the show, but
All the characters that you're seeing right now in Angelville, like they're all there and they're all
Mhm.
cast great. Oh, we're missing one. I
Who?
just realised someone is not in Angelville.
Who?
Well, you're not even in a flashback yet.
Who?
Hopefully they do it. Billy Bob.
Oh yeah, that's true. And there's
I
a
hope
girl
they
as
do that.
well, isn't
I didn't see him on the casting list for this season,
Mhm.
so
there? Yeah. Could be.
Billy Bob, Jesse's best friend when he was here.
okay.
But it's a cool storyline.
Okay.
What
I
was
hope
it
they
about
do.
that?
Sounds
Jesus,
like
yeah.
a nice one
Did-
episode detour that we don't
Didn't
need.
they
Probably.
Didn't they mention him when he was caught smoking at the side of the church with his friends?
Maybe.
I thought his dad mentioned his
Oh,
name
in the previous
or something.
season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Did he?
in
Yeah.
like the first or the start of the second season, I
Mhm.
think he mentioned something when he caught him at the side of the church.
Oh, okay.
I
they
think
could've done.
no, I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And yeah,
Interesting.
so it's like we kind of touched on it, but like Madame Langell is a proper voodoo witch, so
Yeah.
Pretty much.
it seems as though if she gets the blood, she can make the voodoo dolls, which can make Jesse choke.
Yeah.
Yeah, blood pact.
It
So-
also explains why he can't just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a hold over him. This is one thing that from that table where
Mhm.
he says anything, and she goes anything, and immediately puts out the
The handkerchief.
He's like he
which
knows
is what I
he's getting
assume the
into
doll is made from.
by cutting himself and or giving his blood. It's a blood pact.
Yeah.
So
he's, he's
yeah.
bound here.
One confirmation from last week: she did not absorb that rag into her vagina.
No, not yet.
You
Yeah,
could.
she did.
That's how she made. It's like someone who ties the knot in the cherry stalk,
Didn't she though,
except
Mick?
makes the doll with her vagina. She's like,
Oh,
Blah.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I
There's
hope
a- there's
every
a-
episode opens
"There's
with
a visual
old
for you
school.
right there."
That's
That's
not
Now I
hot.
feel like Hoover. I'm just going to be sick when I talk about that.
I hope
Uh,
every episode opens with a story from Angelville's past.
Yeah.
There's so much to explore there and show. As I remember, the chicken fucking is in the past, so I hope that comes up.
Yeah. me
Or,
too.
do you know what? If they do it in the present, I hope it's Cassidy who catches him. Because that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
Oh,
I kind of hope that if Herr Starr's going to have the hats, I was kind of hoping they do it the same way they do in the comic because it was very funny.
I think they'd film it.
Jesse,
just taking them off.
No, Jesse grabs him and he carves a line on the top of his head to make him look like a penis.
Okay. All right, we're gonna. I'm putting a.
Was that not after he got shot though?
I'm putting a moratorium on comic spoilers because I want to read this.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
So far today, you've mentioned a 3-page or a 2-page hat scene, someone having a penis carved into the top of their head, and there was one other thing, but they all sounded like, okay, I need to probably read this.
Oh yeah, it's a
Oh,
fucked up
so
comic.
good.
Alongside
you think the Allfather looks horrible in that photograph. When you see him, when you see him in the actual comic, he is vile.
He is
vile.
I think when you first meet him in the comic, he is the front cover, and it's just disgraceful looking.
I
got such Kingpin vibe from him, from the way he looks, but his face. There's always something drooping down, or there's always something where he's saying something that you're like, oh, this guy is horrid. Like,
always has food in his hand.
Also, if you are going to read them,
Preacher,
the TV series is like rated G, and the comics is probably R.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god,
that much of a difference.
It's toned down. Yeah. Oh my fucking god, some of the horrible things. Oh my god, yeah, the head. Yeah. It's fucking comic casting perfection.
Yeah.
One thing you might know about this episode, Herr Starr, you saw the blood running down his head in the car. It's literally picture perfect to the comic, but I can't remember what his head. I think that's where Jesse it does cut it.
Yeah,
the blood runs down like that. It's fucking someone done it side by side. It's perfect. Yeah, like very good nod back to the comics.
Cool. Does that wrap us up for this week's Sonsabitches?
I think so.
Yes, I think it
does.
does.
Speckled troglodytes.
It's the first time in a while. Well, not the first time in a while. Yeah, I do want to continue. Like, if I could watch episode 3 now, I would.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of where I am, which is a lot better.
Gonna hurt.
Yeah, a lot better than where I was at the end of last season.
Yes,
so.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Good times.
Can you dust off that promo for next week and show it to us after we've finished recording? Because I want to see it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so for question of the week,
this is for next week.
Now, I was thinking, do you know that we like at the start when we started doing the movie thing, we
tied it into the film.
No, we didn't even. We didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't at all. We just randomly thought of a question of the week. Then eventually we thought, do you know what? Let's try and tie it into the movie if we can. I think I'm up for still trying to do that, but if we can't,
it makes sense.
But if we can't do it, and if we're just forcing it, it's just going to be a shitty question. Then I don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? So, it's at the end of the episode, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'll watch it again. Fuck it.
I already have it. I'm ready to go.
But yeah, my idea for the question of the week, which I mentioned in our WhatsApp group earlier on, just something like best and worst movies with religious themes in and out of there. Do you know what I mean? So
Passion of the Christ.
So we can talk. We can
don't ruin next week's question.
I know what my best one is already.
So do I.
Yeah.
It's probably the same one.
Is it by Kevin Smith?
Yes, it is. Obviously.
Of course it is.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I quote.
So we're
the Gospel according to Kevin Smith. What's not to love? I think that's the Guardian that said that.
Can't believe that. That's so good.
Yeah, obviously.
All right.
Obviously. So Ken, if people want to contact us, where can they get us?
Curveball from
like he's about to shit himself.
This is a joke question. If you don't know it, then it's fine. Nobody else seems to know it. Not you guys. I mean, just people in general out there. They never contact us.
Everywhere.
Where can they find us?
You are everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. We're not on Instagram or Snapchat though.
You are the dog.
I don't want to be on Snapchat.
Snapchat annoys me, but let's that's for another.
We're not doing. We can put a name in it. We're not doing Snapchat during our goddamn.
Because you're not a millennial,
or just Ken recording.
I think his all look great with dog little filters and ears. And
do you know why I don't like Snapchat?
We need to get a dog.
Are we go? Okay, hang on. Aiden Snapchat. Right?
What?
Here we go.
Snap relevance though to the show if he's had a dog filter on.
That's hilarious. Actually,
why do you not like Snapchat?
It's very simple. When somebody sends me a Snapchat and I go to open it, it takes about fucking half a year to load. Regardless of whether or not.
Probably, yeah.
It could be, regardless of whether or not it's a picture or a video, it always takes ages to load. Fuck Snapchat.
I hate that Snapchat tells people that I've screenshotted their pictures because I don't want them to know.
Yeah, I'm creeping.
Jesus. Because all the dick pics I send you only get to see them once. And that's it.
Now if you put it on infinity.
Oh. Just, I'm never opening another app again. Quick, I need to charge. Ken's dick's about to fade.
He'll just find
take a picture of it with
send it to you through Instagram, then fit in Messenger.
Take a picture of it with a different phone so you don't get the screenshot notification.
Or just like WhatsApp. Scanner and work and email it to myself.
Viber.
Of your own.
Take a photocopy of your phone on the office photocopier.
Oh, of course. That's what I mean. Like
black and white dons is what you want.
Have a framed beside my desk.
Squashed up against the glass so it's like it's actually sitting in the frame.
Yeah.
Aiden loves the dick pics.
3D printer of Ken's dick. That's what I'm talking about.
You're going to need a big printer.
Oh, that's what Rosie tells me. Sorry, Joe, you're right there.
I'm right here, yeah. Fine.
That dick, though. Anyway, if people want to contact us, Joe, where can they get us? Try and say this through the tears.
We have a lovely website. It's preachinonpreacher.com.
Yeah.
Facebook at Preacher. Is it still at the movies at the moment?
Still at the movies.
At the movies.
It doesn't matter. You just search Preachin' on Preacher.
Twitter at Preachin' Pod.
Yeah.
Where else we got? We are also on iTunes, on Spotify, on Mixcloud. And you can find as well Preachin' on Preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing. That's pretty. Oh, DL Dick Mail. No. Preachinonpreacher at gmail.com.
No.
Well, if anyone wants to contact us, suggestions, anything, thoughts on the show, the link will be below as well.
Preferably no promotions. Try and get us to use your company to promote the podcast because we will not accept it.
And remember, we're also here on YouTube, so remember to like, subscribe, give us a comment down below.
Yeah, please do.
That's a well researched little like, comment, subscribe promo.
Yeah.
I did vlog for like 2.5 years. I remember.
And if you like this video,
remember, hit the like button. Comment down below.
Joe Lennon.
All we need now is a catchy thumbnail that doesn't have any relevance to the video.
I really hope my fingers actually did point to the like button and the subscribe.
Wait, hold on, where did you point?
I went, hit the like button, subscribe.
No.
That was close. You gotta move them. Tell YouTube to move it just for me.
Just for you, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have to have a giant yellow arrow in the thumbnail pointing at nothing with red circles just because. God,
Ken, don't do that. Right, we got to wrap this up.
Ken's
gives us the throat-cutting gesture. I'll see you guys next week then,
have
right?
a good one.
All right.
Keep on preaching.